In the Kanto games, there is an iconic location just north of Cerulean City known as Nugget Bridge. Here, the player will enter a series of battles, first against their rival, then a few trainers, finally topping off with a rocket grunt at the end. But there's something interesting about this particular rocket grunt. You see, upon first interacting with him, you'll be given a nugget, which sells for about 5,000 Pokédollars. What's interesting is that if you happen to lose to this particular rocket grunt, and come back here to try to receive the nugget again since you whited out and thus never completed the battle, he actually won't refight you and will act as if you had already beat him. Now you might be wondering, why would anyone even lose to this rocket grunt in the first place? Rocket grunts have really low level Pokemon that are pretty easy to deal with. Well, that's because in the remakes of the Kanto games, the first ones, not the Let's Go ones, there's actually an exploit that involves this rocket grunt. You see, unlike the Gen 1 games, he will rebattle you. And because the game doesn't check whether or not you've already received the nugget, he'll give you another one. This then leads to an infinite supply of nuggets, until you have to progress into the game, but hey, infinite money. This got me thinking, how long would it take to reach max money just by grinding off this one rocket grunt? And thus, my journey to get rich began. Our journey to get rich starts here, in the caves of Mount Moon. But we're not here looking for wild Pokemon or even trainers. Hell, I'm not even here to stop the rocket grunts, because they don't give me nuggets. Instead, we're only here for one Pokemon in particular, and that is Geodude. You see, by catching a Geodude and evolving it into Graveler, it will learn the move Self-Destruct. If Graveler is the only Pokemon that we take into this battle, use Self-Destruct without battle animations being on, this will lead to the fastest whiteout that we could possibly do. Thankfully, I had already caught a Geodude because I was working on a living dex, which you can go check out over on Milky Seed Plays, where you can catch all my past live streams. Shameless self-plug aside, I was using this Geodude that I named Jobfistica for quite some time, as I had never really used one before. In fact, I had used this Geodude for so long that I went through the SS and Lieutenant Surge before finally evolving it into Graveler. However, because I was past Nugget Bridge in my Living Dex file, this meant that I couldn't do the exploit in my Fire Red version, so I would have to trade it over to my copy of Leaf Green instead. By doing this, I made a silly little mistake. Oh, you can't stop it. Oh. I thought you could press B to stop it. Oops. Welp. That's unfortunate. Now, Jobfistica evolving wasn't a big deal at all actually, but because I wanted to get all my evolutions for my Living Dex series on a capture card, this really kind of messed things up for me as I was using Jobfistica as part of my Living Dex. So, it was just a pet peeve, but I wish I could have captured its evolution in a higher quality. I didn't realize you couldn't stop trade evolutions with the B button. Looking back on it, it was pretty obvious. But now, the plan was simple. Have Jobfistica be the only Pokemon in my party, run up to the Rocket Grunt, use Self-Destruct, profit. I began doing this grind almost every day for small amounts of time, slowly chipping away at that end goal of maximum money before the third badge. I would take it to work, take it to bed, and even do it in the mornings while I'm feeding my son breakfast. It was a rather boring experience, and I honestly thought I was going to wear out my A button on my DS. But something in my brain was telling me to keep going. I was all about that grind. If only I was about that grind in real life. Now it's time to see how long it takes to get max nugget, well not max nuggets, maximum money. We need about 200 nuggets from this exploit. I'm starting this on my 15 at work. I'm also watching the Gen 3 hunter do some Coliseum shiny hunting because I'm interested in doing that. So yeah, I'll probably have about 12 minutes to do this. I don't think this is probably going to take a few hours, so time to get a head start, and I'll show you how many nuggets I've obtained towards the end of my break. That's about all. I never recorded footage of me showing the total at the end of my break. And if I did, it's lost media, so sorry about that. Like I stated in that video, I need 200 nuggets to hit max money. So when I got close to the halfway point of 100 nuggets, I decided to record myself hitting this milestone, just to give you an idea of how grueling and tiresome this process is. We are now officially halfway done the nugget grind for maximum money. We have 100 nuggets, and it only took me 1 hour, 55 minutes, and 25 seconds. I didn't do this as optimally as I should. I did mess around a few times where I just didn't move, or I wasn't running. But we're almost there. We're almost there. Not much longer now. Nearly 2 hours to reach the halfway point. Yeah, you can imagine that this is absolutely tiresome to do. There were some nights where I was doing this grind and I was honestly going to fall asleep with my DS in hand. It was that boring. But we pulled through. After many self-destructs, we finally hit that 200 nugget milestone. And here's that footage. Finally, we have 200 nuggets. It only took me 3 hours, 49 minutes, 48 seconds, and 25 milliseconds to get all the nuggets required for us to max out our money. We can only sell 99 at a time, though. And with these last two, there it is. Maxed out money. And we only have 2 badges. So, not worth it. It took forever. And we still can't afford the damn bike! This is bullcrap. So after all of that, you still can't even afford the most expensive item in the game, which I kind of already suspected from the start. After all, why would you be able to get the bike early? Now at the time, I said that I didn't think it was worth grinding out 200 nuggets to reach max money. But believe it or not, this actually set me up for the rest of the game. I never had to worry about money issues at any point. In fact, by the end of my Leaf Green playthrough, I still had over 100,000 Pokédollars. I was set. Nearly 4 hours of my life gone trying to get maximum money in Pokemon Leaf Green. Those are 4 hours I will never get back. But in the end, I actually do think it was worth it. It was a fun experience looking back on it, and I would probably do it again. Actually, I probably won't do that again. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's about it. I have nothing more to say on this. Let me know if you enjoyed this type of video. This is my first time attempting to make a video essay type of video, and I actually had a lot of fun making it. I don't upload very often on this channel because these take a lot of time to make. But if you need more of that Milky Seed goodness, head over to Milky Seed Plays. There I post slightly longer videos, and I even upload my past live streams. At the time of recording this video, I'm doing a playthrough of Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. Pokemon Coliseum for my living dex, and a randomizer Nuzlocke of Pokemon Heart Gold, which is going terribly, by the way. Maybe even stop by my Twitch. I stream every once in a while. I try to do it every other day, but, you know, sometimes I can't make it, having a family and all. I hope you can understand that. But we're pretty chill over there. We just sit back, play some Pokemon, complete the living dex, and even hunt some monsters from time to time. Alright, that's the end of this video. Please remember to take care of yourself and to stay hydrated. Catch you later, folks.